Greetings, fellow carbon-based bipeds. I am Scott Rose, and you are watching Explosions and Stuff. Today, I'll be reviewing the 2003 film Special Forces, starring Marshall Teague, Scott Adkins, Dan Clark, and Eli Donker. An overview of the movie? An American reporter is captured while covering the atrocities in a former Soviet republic. While being held by a sadistic general, she is forced to make a statement asking for the release of prisoners, but instead, the U.S. Special Forces are sent to rescue her. Things really take a turn when a British SAS operative, who's been presumed dead, joins the fight for his own reasons. The pros of this movie? Well, first of all, there was never a dull moment in this movie. There was almost always some sort of fight scene or explosions or military operation going on. Never a dull moment, just always exciting, always action. It was just amazing. It was like the story was really there just to build up suspense and take up space between the different action scenes. So I loved that there was never a dull moment in this movie. Also, this movie had just amazing fight choreography and just the way these special ops worked, the way these operatives did their little missions and infiltrated places and killed the enemy and fought people. It looked spectacular. It didn't look cheesy. It didn't look fake. It didn't even look like they were just acting. It looked pretty damn realistic, so I loved that. The soundtrack in this movie is, in my opinion, perfect. They achieved their goal perfectly. To me, the soundtrack, it's supposed to enhance the movie, enhance the scenes, but not really be noticeable. Like, you're not supposed to be like, oh, that's a cool song, it really stands out. I mean, unless you're in like a nightclub. The music has to fit what it is, and the music in this movie, the soundtrack in this movie, fit the movie perfectly, and I loved that about it. Also, the villain in this movie was just beautifully done. He established himself as a bad guy right from the very beginning, just shooting this massive group of innocent civilians, women and children. It's like, yeah, wow, he's a really bad guy. He's committing genocide. Not really a nice guy right there. Not someone you want to deal with. So I thought they did a great job at establishing him as the main villain right from the beginning of the movie. The cons of this movie? Well, this movie had a lot of just really stiff acting. Yeah, the acting of this movie was not great. No one's going to win an award in this movie for their acting abilities unless, for some reason, I start giving them out. And even then, I wouldn't give this movie any awards for acting. It was just stiff and emotionless. You could tell they were acting. Although one complaint a lot of people have about this movie is they feel Scott Adkins did a bad job at the English accent because he played the British character. They thought his fake British accent was horrible. Well, I got news for you people. Scott Adkins is British. That was his real accent. So it was a real British accent. He wasn't faking a damn thing with that accent, so get over that point. Scott Adkins used his real British accent there. Moving on. This movie used what I call 90s motorcycle logic. Meaning, I need to tail this guy and be inconspicuous. What's the best vehicle I could use for following somebody without being noticed? How about a really loud motorcycle? No one will ever notice me driving that. Perfect! No! Motorcycles are loud for a reason. They're small, so people complain that people can't see them. So by being loud and having really loud pipes, you're able to hear them and you know that it's there. That's why motorcycles are loud. So the fact that they thought that you could sneak around on a motorcycle, horrible idea. Just stupid and idiotic. Another complaint I have about this movie was, yes, this is a military-type movie. And in those military operation type movies, some of the good guys are going to die. It's gonna happen. Deal with it. It might be your favorite character in the movie, but they're gonna die. Every one of those military guys, of the protagonists of the hero military guys that died in this movie died in the exact same battle within a 3-minute time period. No, spread them out. Give it, like, this guy dies. Let it hit me emotionally. Show the characters responding to that. And then have that guy die. And let that one hit me. And let it hit the other guys too. Spread them out amongst different battles. Don't just have them all die in the same one. That's just freaking idiotic. Another thing is, this movie, while it didn't have a lot of CG effects, the ones it did have were just bad. I mean, just horribly cartoonish and clearly fake. You know, like the helicopter that comes down, is like, yep, that's not really there. That looks like some bad cartoon. Or when the fire catches on the end of a rocket and it lights up, the fire there looks really bad and fake, and some of the explosions just look really fake and cartoonish and out of place, and those took me out of the movie. The best action scene of this movie, that would have to be, in my opinion, Scott Adkins versus, like, the right-hand man of the primary antagonist. That was the guy who killed his buddy. That's the reason the British SAS operative is joining the American Special Forces team, and they're all fighting because Scott Adkins wants to kill that guy because that guy killed his buddy. So they're fighting, and they run out of ammo because they're shooting at each other first. They run out of ammunition, and then it just turns into this hand-to-hand combat, fist fight, martial arts. And if you've seen Scott Adkins fight in any movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He is an amazing martial artist. All of his fight scenes are just fantastic, anywhere that I've seen. He just does an amazing job. And it was beautiful. This scene was like a work of art. It was just fantastic, beautiful. Scott Adkins doing what he does. It's his fight scenes in movies. If you just let him go, you really just have to see it to understand what I'm talking about. You have to see him fight in any movie. And you'll know what I'm talking about when I say Scott Adkins just did his thing and they let him loose. It was fantastic. I loved it. My overall thoughts on the movie? I really enjoyed it, and I give it 2 thumbs up. Yes, it's by no means perfect, and it has its flaws, but those flaws are so minor that they don't really bother me at all. Some of them didn't upset me even the least bit. They just made me laugh. If you want a movie with a deep story and well-developed characters, then this isn't for you. It's a bare-bones, in-your-face action flick with a lot of explosions and fight scenes and gunshots. And if that's what you want, then you need to check out Special Forces. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to my channel for new action movie reviews posted every week. Also, if you have any recommendations for movies you would like me to review in the future, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you, and have a nice day.